Welcome to Theology in the Streets podcast, where no topic goes untouched. It's your boy, late to the game, aka Pastor Lou, and I got on my far right.
Yeah, hey, Lou, can I introduce everybody? All right, so you say on your far right, and you keep going, and I'm impersonate everybody. Let's go. Okay?
Let's go.
So, all right,
Let's
we
go.
got your boy Don Dada in the building. All right, go ahead.
And I got on my left.
It's your boy Jam Jug. How you feel out there? Keep going.
And filling in for Kirk Classic right next to me on my right.
You got your boy Dave Jones in the cut Jones. Hold on, let's go Kirk Classic. Say
Kirk Classic is on vacation right now, but filling in with the fakeness, Don Dada.
You got your boy Kirk Classic in the building, baby. Keep going. Let's keep going. Illmatic.
And where's Illmatic? Let's hear Illmatic coming in.
You got your boy Illmatic, a.k.a. David Jr., a.k.a. Bondservant of Christ. One more.
Keep
last
going.
one.
And Big Zeke, Isaiah Johnson.
This is your boy Big Zeke, back one more again.
Back one more again.
Oh, man.
Thanks, Don. I have a deeper voice than that.
Yo, that's funny, man.
You left off like 3 names for Illmatic.
You
so
right.
he-
I could have kept going. You're right.
Yeah, he got the...
You got a whole list.
AKA leave me in the dungeon and I'll eat scriptures all day and lions' mouths will be shut.
Oh, man. Bro,
Nah, just play. That's my boy.
I'm cramping here, bro. You got me cramping.
That's my boy. That's little Dave. He's a genius. He's blessed, man. I'm so proud of him.
Amen.
Yeah, so I don't know what got into Don Dada with all these, these impersonations. Maybe he's practicing on one of his stand-ups.
It just came to me. I'm sorry.
All right, there you go. How would y'all rate him on that?
He was good on everybody except mine. I thought he was going to come with
except you're right. It was like, it's Jam Jug. How you feel out there?
No, you talk like
Vote
that. See,
Trump.
he trying to play me. I give him an F on that
okay.
one.
Oh, you're right.
What about
You
you,
got him
Dave
sounding
Jones?
like Prince or something.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, yo.
Prince? Which Prince? The phone Prince? Because the phone Prince sound like Zeke.
Yo.
The phone Prince got that
that's
deep
true.
voice.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
I don't know, man.
Oh, hold up, though. You didn't impersonate me, though. How would I sound?
Because I got grace for Lou Rock. You know, I
It's too much words I be saying. That's what it is.
Yeah. His vocabulary is not that broad
Yeah,
to be using your words.
No.
All right, Don.
exacerbate. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, bro.
It's late to the game, the exacerbator.
Yo, that's,
I know that sounds bad. It's the exacerbator. Hey,
we gotta leave it alone,
My
bro. We gotta leave it
bad.
alone, bro.
My bad.
Let's move on.
All right, y'all. TATS Nation, you see what I deal with up over here. So the topic for today is: Jesus a socialist? Is Jesus Christ a socialist? I mean, that is right now the movement
It is a trend.
and the trend of discussion across political airwaves, and even within some liberal Christianity. Jamma, explain what socialism is. In fact, if you possible, can you also differentiate socialism versus communism?
Right. Well, there's a new trend, right? That Jesus Christ is a socialist. That is the rebuttal that non-Christians and some Christians use to attack Christians who are not socialists, who are against socialists, right? They be like, Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior, is a socialist. And it's also a new trend happening in the educational system and on television, the promotion of socialism for some reason to our youth, which I predict like in 40, 50 years when these kids grow up, they're going to be pushing socialism hard, which is an equality of outcome scenario. Definition of socialism is a political and economic theory of social organization which advocates that the means of production, distribution, and exchanges should be owned or regulated by the community as a whole. That means the people run everything for the people, right? Which would go into an equality of outcome scenario. Right now, the difference between socialism and communism is Under communism, all the property and economic resources are owned and controlled by the state or country, not by the citizens. Under socialism, all citizens share equally in economic resources as allocated by a democratically elected government.
So democratic socialist kind of mindset.
Yeah.
But the reality is, I don't even think that's even possible to accomplish. When
No.
you look at it, like ideally, it may sound well.
Or sounds like a utopia.
Right, it does. But we're talking about people, and people are sinful, and people like power.
And people with different intelligence levels,
We're different.
drives and motivations,
Yeah.
right? Different decisions, you know what I'm saying? So regardless of all that, we all should still have a equality of outcome. We should all have the same things and the same amount of money and the same amount of education and the same amount of medical coverage, which it sounds harsh, right? I mean, that sounds harsh. Like, just because you poor and I'm not, I'm going to get a better doctor than you. You know, I could afford a surgery, a life-saving surgery, and you can't. That sounds harsh,
It
man.
does
I
sound
think
harsh.
that's why
That
people
sounds really
are
harsh.
for it sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the idea of
The
it.
equity part of
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Don't we have some examples? Some countries were trying to like a communist type. What, Cuba? Wasn't Cuba like you?
Well,
couldn't
Cuba's
get,
a communist country.
which is similar because I just want to point out the sin of man. Everyone's supposed to have the same equal amount of food, of housing, I guess, right?
Property, money,
and then
education.
and then you will hear stories of people coming from Cuba saying that the government had all
Everything.
everything.
Yeah.
While they had nothing.
Yeah.
So like the sin of man. I'm just pointing out how it sounds good,
Right, but man is in control.
but man is in control and
So,
ruins everything.
Yeah, if we're in
Like, oh,
control of
Lord.
this socialist government that we created, obviously we're going to get more perks than everybody else and our family members and our friends, right?
And like I think you alluded to already, just the nature of differences between humanity, right? It's people just not going to align with everything. And I think with socialism, for it to work, the utopia for it to work, everybody has to be in unison to some degree. Thinking, and ideology, and practice, because in a sense, that's kind of robotic kind of a mindset.
Yeah, it's like the
It's
Borg.
impossible, though.
It's like the Borg in Star Trek.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that, yo.
You know?
I think that idea, the utopia idea, is great. But I think that if you look at a lot of people so with the idea that everybody should share equally, we should all across the board have, equal pay, equal, doctors and all of this stuff. I think that there are a lot more people that want the benefits, but they don't want the responsibility that comes with the utopia.
Get them.
Okay?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like it's like, hey, give me mine. Okay, but for you to get yours, you
Gotta
have
put
to
in.
do X, Y, Z. Oh man, I don't want to do
don't
that.
wanna put in.
No, that's y'all wilding, man. Y'all trying to force me to do. Nah, man, you want to share equally. You got to do your equal part. You feel
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, and so I think this comes then to what the title, right? So is Jesus a socialist, right? I mean, if there are some that make that argument, that that is Jesus' desire, that everybody should be blessed in a sense. And what do y'all think? Do y'all think that was his message? Do y'all think the way he lived his life?
Absolutely. Love your neighbor
Okay,
like
As
you love yourself.
Okay.
But at no time in the gospel that I've read, maybe y'all could correct me, did he ever try to overthrow the Roman government?
No.
Did he ever preach against the Roman government?
Nope.
Ever. He was not there for that.
No, he wasn't.
He was not here for that.
He said,
You know
"Give
what I'm saying?
Caesar's what it is."
Yeah,
right?
he's like, yo, that's the government, that's the world, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm here for something else.
I think
Wow.
as far as spiritual,
Yeah.
that everyone getting that eternity, that everlasting life, that salvation.
Everyone has an equal opportunity
of that
for salvation.
and I think that's what he focused on.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So correct me if I'm wrong, Luke. So,
Well, I would say this: right? So the socialist mindset, if we all have equity, not that we're all equal, but that we all can hit the same mark, no matter what class background you're from or wherever you lay in life, that we all have equal opportunity to receive something. There's a struggle I have with that as far as eternity is concerned,
Okay.
because the reality is, not everybody's going to have eternity. with Christ. Right?
Exactly.
Where in socialism, it is implied that if this happens, if we hit this utopia kind of mindset, this is how it's going to work. And this comes back to the notion of clashing with the differences of people, right? But in salvation, it is presented to you. Do you believe this message? Will you turn away? And the promise is that for everybody who does have faith in Christ, they do have eternity as the promise. We all are equal in that.
Yeah.
That are Christians.
Yeah.
But what about the non-Christians, right? And so that's where I think there may be a little nuance and difference of what you're saying.
Well, and I think that in the scriptures he does. You see how it eludes that because there's scriptures that say, "I didn't come for the world." You know what I mean? So you see that.
Well, he tells the Pharisees in one time. He says because they were complaining about him sitting down with sinners. He says, "The sick don't need a doctor. I'm sorry. The healthy don't need a doctor. The sick do." And he's talking about the Pharisees who are supposedly religious. They should know these things. He ain't come for them. And
even in John, when he said, "I'm not praying for the world," you know what I mean? And he was talking about the people that he was going to touch and the people that the disciples were going to touch. He said, "I'm praying for you guys. I know I'm, what you call it? Paraphrasing big time, but that's basically what he was saying. So in that aspect, he was speaking. There's that notion of spiritual socialism. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, for the people that I'm speaking to, and if you receive this message spiritually, you'll have this promise that I'm talking that he used to talk, the kingdom of heaven.
Yeah. As far as the kingdom of heaven is concerned, eternity. But then you do have the issue of the judgment seat of Christ, where Christians are judged not based on sin, but based on rewards, receiving and not receiving. Right? 1 Corinthians 3 talks about this.
This is great because now we could segue to the difference between equality and equity, right? Like Dawn said, everyone has an equal opportunity to gain salvation, right? But there is no equity in that salvation. Equity means equality of outcome. Everyone's going to have the same outcome. It ain't no same outcome, like you said. Some people going to not make it. And some people gonna make it, right, to heaven. Only God knows. And then when you get to heaven, like we were talking earlier, there's a hierarchy in heaven. Yeah. There would be those who are greater in heaven than others. So there's a hierarchy there. There's not even equality of outcome there. But let me real quick tell y'all the difference between.
When we say greater, I would qualify in saying this, that the based on the rewards given to them and their responsibilities that will be administered to them will be greater than others. But it doesn't mean that they're greater than the next man.
Right, I got you.
Right? So just want to qualify that.
So equality, what's the difference between equality and equity? Equality means each individual or group people is given the same resources or opportunities. Equality of opportunity. You know what I'm saying? You have the same opportunity to go to school. I have the same opportunity to go to school. You know what I'm saying? And whoever puts in the most work or does better is going to have a better outcome, correct?
And so let's just give you another aspect, right? So Ephesians 4 talks about the fivefold ministry, and the Bible says he gave some, or he appointed some, to be apostles, to be prophets, to evangelists, to be pastors and teachers. So not everybody is going to be one of those fivefold ministry aspects.
So it's safe to say that not even God gave equality of outcome. He gave different gifts to different people for different purposes, baby.
Fact.
Right?
Yeah. I look at it like this. You know me, I'm a simple-minded man. I'm not as brilliant as all you guys.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
For real. I look at it like
too
this.
humble. He's
no,
genius.
Bro, that big as head is
He's
that
a
dude.
genius. He just be fronting.
Listen, to know nothing is to know everything. So you always got to bring it back. You always got to ask a question. That's how you seem brilliant. You just ask the question and you're like, wow, he's deep. But anyways, this is what
or avoiding the question
with a question. It just makes you look so deep. I'm giving away my
tactic.
There you go.
That's your tactic.
Dave Jones know my.
I know your steez.
All right. So check this out. I look at it simple though. It's like any team winning a championship. They all get the reward.
Right.
But maybe one person will get the MVP. But at the same time, you don't see no one mad about that because they all received that award.
It's the same with the body of Christ, right? Because that's what he talks about in Ephesians, where we're all one body, one faith, one Lord, one Father, one
They just
Holy
happy
Spirit.
to win. You notice everybody just turned up, happy to win. to the point that while the MVP winner is saying his speech, they hugging on him
Yeah.
because they're just so happy. And that's the way I kind of visualize it when we talk.
No, that's a great analogy.
Yeah,
it really
great
is.
analogy.
It really
Now
is.
the definition of equity. Check this out. This is the definition of equity and what's being taught in schools right now. Colleges, and it's trickling down to high school, middle school, elementary.
Okay.
Equity recognizes that each person has different circumstances and allocates the exact resources and opportunities needed to reach an equal outcome.
So it's kind of like going back to the whole sports thing, right? You take some of these Pop Warner kids or Little League Baseball, and everybody get a trophy just for participating.
Yes.
Right? That's kind of the mindset.
Right. And
Even though you may have a clear out winner, but everybody got a trophy.
Everybody won.
But there's shades of gray in this, in my opinion, right?
Okay, go
Being the Republican conservative that I am, but there's a shade of gray here. That equity in some circumstances applies well.
Yes.
Right?
I understand.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah,
would
it's
agree.
not all bad.
I'm in total agreement. There's some people who don't have the same opportunities that others have, right?
Okay.
And we have to make sure that those people have those same opportunities so that they can have a chance to get equal outcome as these people who have those same opportunities.
Yeah.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I agree with
so
that.
I'll give you an example. And Dawn, you know this. I think one of the earliest programs that kind of touches on this is the urban suburban program.
Urban suburban.
Right? So my son just got accepted urban suburban.
Oh, yeah?
Congratulations.
Praise God, yeah.
Congratulations.
But your two daughters are urban suburban, and that is
Urban
to
suburban
give them.
student right there, right across
they're
from me.
trying to give them opportunities to try to get further ahead, because the reality is, inner city schools just they ain't flying as highly as suburban schools.
And you putting your kids in danger by saying
Check this out. Urban suburban works for people who aren't even a part of the program. Okay, because I had a homeboy that was in urban suburban. His name neighborhood cat. My boy Vincent. He went to Penfield. We used to go out to Penfield all the time. All the city cats. We used to go out. You know, whole north side.
My boy went to Penfield too.
Go see him play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And what we saw out there was we saw minorities going to school there who actually lived out there. And what it showed me. Now, not my parents, pushed me and they said, listen, we live in a nice neighborhood, but when we want you to have better when you grow up. And we want you to, strive to have a home out where you go to see your homeboy play basketball. And that's what we did. Now, most, if not all of us ended up in the suburbs because we used to go out there and we used to see these kids with all these opportunities because their parents made good money and they lived out in the suburbs. The whack part about it was these kids who lived in the suburbs, they were trying to come to the city. They were trying to be
part of y'all.
We were.
Yeah.
And we're trying to
get
get
that all the
out
time.
to
Yeah.
where, you know what I'm saying? So it's like the equality or the equity part of it. It's like we could, as humans, we tear that down, boom, like that. You know what I'm saying?
So
Try
it's
to fit
interesting.
in.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you say that
Look at
because, okay, taking that what you just said, right? Because there's obviously in our society there's classes, man.
Yes,
and,
yeah.
And there's people who do not have opportunities. But at what point do I take, let's say, from an upper class person, and in a sense give to a lower class? At what point is there a responsibility of someone else to bring themselves up? Right? I mean, is that the responsibility of the one who has more? Or is it the responsibility of someone who has less to start saying, I need to do my part too? Because I think that's a dangerous thing, right? This is where the socialism comes in.
Yes.
If I'm constantly giving to somebody who has less, right? Let's just say from a government standpoint, it is the tendency of man to just sit back and say, well, they're giving me everything I need.
And you're enabling them.
Exactly, you're enabling it. And instead of driving them or putting them in position to say, this is what you need to do to get ahead.
That's where the utopia becomes impossible because
That's what I mean.
They want the reward, but they don't want to do the work.
That's what you were
and
just
they're
saying.
able.
That's
they're
what you said, Joe.
able-bodied, and they're able to do the work.
That's what you just said. Like
Exactly.
they want to get the benefits, but they don't want to put in.
Exactly.
And you see that now with the unemployment.
Yeah. I mean,
Nobody want to work now
We're at an all-time high at jobs needed in the United States of
Isn't
America.
that something?
because nobody.
And no one wants to work.
Nobody wants to work.
They're like, nah, I'm good.
yeah, I'm good.
It's ridiculous.
Like,
man.
nah, I'm good. I don't want to do that.
A
Not
year
for-
ago, the minimum wage wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, so many places have jobs, and it's like above the minimum wage.
Yeah.
Bro.
Good jobs,
Bro,
man.
Not even good jobs. Bro, I seen Subway, a sign
Yeah.
starting $17 an hour.
bro.
But
Subway.
But what you doing? Like, are you lifting 50 pounds?
No, I know.
It's a good job
like,
because all you doing is making sandwiches, man. I'm not trying to.
That's
knock
a good
it.
job.
I'm not trying to knock it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's
a good
money,
job.
though.
17.
It's a good job.
That's what I'm saying. That's good money, bro.
It is.
That's paying more than your company. Don't apply over there.
Exactly. They gonna make my company out of business. I'm about to protest against Subway.
Man, they messing your business up. They cutthroating you.
Hey.
But the thing is, they don't. This is gonna sound horrible, man.
I know it sounds harsh. I know, right?
It does. It sounds heartless, man. But I grew up in a home like that. My pops was constantly like, listen, if you have air in your lungs, okay, you can work.
Facts.
Okay? I don't care if you missing an arm or you missing a leg. He used to tell me all the time, I can show you a dude right now with no legs and no arms. And that dude is they used to back in the day they had the disabled workers used to sell light bulbs. They used to call you on the phone, and then they would if you bought light bulbs from you, you could go down and you could tour the facility. The facility is over on South Clinton before you come over the bridge into downtown. There's a huge building over there. They used to be in there. Me and my pops went in there. He took me over there so I could see those people, the disabled people working in there, man. Blind people, all kinds of. And he says there's no excuse for you to not be able to work or have a job. I always kept a job, but he wanted me to understand. There's people here. These people are missing extremities. They're like some of them can't see, but they're here working. If they can't do physical stuff, they're on the phones. They have them working the phones. You can be doing something. Don't sit around just looking for a handout. So I grew up in that type of mindset. So it sounds horrible, but I'm not really with all of the,
Okay.
Because
I think you might have to be selective on like what we're talking about as far as equity is concerned.
Right.
Exactly.
From politics to business to education.
Exactly.
So the structures implemented in the socialist government, right, to try and implement equality of outcome, right, it's going to work for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
a lot of people are going to take advantage of that.
Right.
Like, yo, they got this program over here. They got this new program over here. But there's always going to be that class that you're talking about, no matter what, that they're going to be enabled. They're going to be like, yo, what I'm going to do anything. I'm getting this free stuff.
Right.
You know what I'm
I just
saying?
want to get mine.
Yeah.
Well, and you can, and like what Lou just said, maybe you shouldn't apply it to all aspects of life. Like Canada, they do it for health, right?
Yeah.
If I'm to my understanding, everyone has the same health. It's free. They take it straight out their taxes, whatever. Everybody's can have this health insurance, right? Now I don't know if there's brackets because I'm not sure of that within Canada. There's
no brackets. Everybody, but this is the problem with that. What it does is how it taxes the system is this. They do on severity of cases.
Okay.
So what I mean by that is, let's say if you have cancer, let's say two people have cancer.
Okay.
One is more severe than the others. The one that has more severity will get preferential treatment. But this means you got to wait. That cancer could be getting worse, right?
Okay.
So where here in America is like you could choose whoever you want.
Right.
You have that freedom to choose whoever you want to go to.
Yeah.
Even if you ain't got all the bread like that, the reality is you could still make an appointment and still choose who you want to choose in a capitalist society where that's some of the downfall people are starting to find. So you may have some minor issues, but if there's people ahead of you, you got to wait.
Well, look at that. See, you would think in the healthcare area, that would be great, that type of mindset. And look, now you still...
Yeah, this is what they're
there's
starting
still
to find
issues.
over there.
There's always going to be issues.
Always.
That's a negative for...
That's a negative part of it, right?
That's the negative part, yeah. But when you think of the idea of having free healthcare for
sounds
everyone,
good.
it sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds like something we should be doing.
But for capitalism, it's negative because if you ain't got the paper, you can make that appointment and get it quick and boom, but you got this is going to cost you this much. You be like, damn, I ain't got that. Doctor be like...
Especially state to state. Yeah. Like here in New York State, I think they got laws where they can't turn you away.
I think so.
That's beautiful.
But if you go to different, you go to another state where it's more privatized, you will get turned away.
Well,
you ain't paying, you ain't getting nothing.
Listen, and that's the thing. When we're talking about that, okay, we're talking on the grand scheme of things, right? Things should be implemented, but it's like Jones said. Sometimes the people we do a disservice because they don't want to put in the work. Here in New York State, if you don't have a certain amount of income, you get the Obamacare or you get the Medicaid, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife has a problem helping these people get free coverage because they don't want to show up to the appointments and fill out the paperwork.
Boom.
Yeah.
That shows you their
That's
their
crazy.
drive right
like,
there.
yeah. All they got to do is fill out, and she's doing all the work for
That's the
them.
thing. They
She's
doing
doing
all
all
the
the
work.
hard work. All they got to do is just show up and sign papers, and they don't want to show up. She got to chase them down.
And my wife is a nurse too, and she works in nurse care manager. And
Free care.
the thing is that people are just entitled today.
Yes.
The entitlement today, and it doesn't work well with if you want to use a socialist mindset. That will not help. That will not help a socialist.
It would not, exactly.
Because you need people to buy into it.
And that's what you said. Where's that
Exactly.
line drawn that they have to at least help themselves a little bit in order to meet you halfway, so to speak.
I remember you telling me a story about there was a brother that you knew that was a plumber. He was looking for apprentice.
Yep.
To start an apprentice program. My man
Big
said
company.
He said he would pick people up who didn't have a ride, pay them through training to become
Certified.
a certified plumber.
Then you could work for the company also.
And couldn't find a single person that wanted to do that. Brother, you know how much plumbers make an hour?
Exactly.
So when you're not working for the company, you go out and you moonlight and making under the table the fee, bruh. And people don't even want to do that. People don't want to get up and learn a trade that they could pass down to their great-great-grandchildren, man, and bless generations because they want it handed.
These are first world problems, bro.
It is. Yeah,
these are first world
you.
problems, bro. We've been blessed as a country, as a nation, economically. Even the poorest of the poor here has some of. Like, there's so many programs,
Yes.
even if you're a homeless person, even if there's so many programs out there that will help you. For example, I remember when we used to go over downtown to Cadillac Hotel, and we would go share the gospel over there, and we found out what was the county doing for people that were there.
They was paying for them
They
to
was
stay
paying
there.
for the week. The county
We didn't even know
allotted
that.
money for homeless people during cold times to come and stay at a hotel.
Wow.
All they had to do was call
in
by a certain time.
Yep.
That money would go to the hotel, and they had a place to stay for the weekend.
And then we're there bringing hot gourmet food.
Yeah, hot food,
home cooked. This
food.
wasn't no school lunches. This was somebody cooking dinners for them, and we was bringing that, and we would bring toothbrushes, things to, maybe we was bringing them blankets, all types of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of that homelessness deals with like mental health issues and
without a doubt,
without question,
without a doubt.
But a lot of it was addiction too.
Addiction, mental health, and that's a real issue in our country. My point in that though is that even for the poor here, there's so many programs, so many ways to help people that are in need. Where we go to a third world country, bro, none of this is existent. True. Like our first world problems, in a sense, have actually hurt us. Like, we've become an entitled nation. The arrogance that we hold at times, and just say, no, this is what I deserve. I deserve, I deserve health care. I deserve. Man, nothing's deserved. Really, to be honest with you. I've said this. Like, yo, God forbid, but what if at one point a nation wanted to invade us and they succeeded?
Right.
Like, what's stopping any nation except for the sovereignty of the Lord? Yeah. Doesn't mean we're invincible, but I think as Americans, we do kind of live like that.
We do.
But coming back though, right? Unless we trending on the streets, I don't know what time we got here.
We got a few more.
All right, so this notion then is Jesus a socialist? And I think there are many people who hold that utopia that would like to utilize Jesus Christ, and even in liberal Christian theology, to try to say that Jesus is a socialist based on his supposed teachings and his lifestyle, right?
His lifestyle, yeah.
But in reality, when we look at what he teaches, in a socialist mindset, would it be feasible to be the lesser in helping someone else? Meaning, maybe probably break it down this way. Jesus said, if you want to be great in my kingdom, you have to be the least. That's not socialism.
Right.
He's not.
That's a difference.
Just difference. Okay.
There's a difference in that. Like, if you want to be great in any way, you need to be least. Now, in that least, that means you put everybody before you.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's not the same as socialism.
Yeah, that's not equality.
That's not
Of
equality.
outcome.
Yeah.
No.
It's not.
Actually, it's less. Like
Yeah,
you say. Yeah.
that's worse.
That's my point. So I think anybody who would take that, the notion that based on Jesus' living, and so his supposed teaching, do not know who Christ is.
And like you said earlier, most people who use that argument don't even believe Jesus Christ is Lord, Master, and Savior.
You're right
they
about
just
that.
nitpick and choose.
You're right about that.
You can't bring up Jesus if you ain't recognizing who Jesus really is.
You're
Like
right.
you just said, they don't know Jesus, but they trying to use him as a tool to advocate for that economical system.
Because what he did is something totally different. Like his lifestyle and what he taught us, it taught his disciples, but also is challenging us as believers, is totally opposite of our current world system. It doesn't line up with our world system. When he tells us the greatest in the kingdom is the least. In other words, you have no, when you try to shine here in this
Right.
world,
Yeah.
you've gotten all your rewards.
There you go right there. There you go right there.
Everybody gave you the pats on the back, that's fine. You got your reward. But when you ain't worried about the pats on the back and no one give you accolades and no one is saying, hey, good job, no one is out there doing, no one is out there trying to be, follow you around, but you doing the work, it's when God comes and that day of judgment, he's going to shine and say, this is what I saw you do.
Well, you see that problem with the Pharisees.
Yeah.
They wanted all the accolades. They wanted to be prominent. Wear prayers that were prestigious, just
Clothing.
clothing, attire, everything that was appealing to the eye and to the people, but inside, was empty,
Yeah.
empty.
Whitewashed tombs.
Yeah.
Yo, trending on the streets. Check it out, man. This is my man. I love this dude. Stephen A. Smith. That's my dog. I love that dude.
You like Stephen A?
I
That's my
love
guy.
him.
That's my guy,
Ever
too.
since he
Sometimes.
came out. Ever since he
I like
came
him
out.
sometimes.
That's my dog. I love his vocabulary, his commentary, his
Big
analyzing, his big old receding hairline. Yeah. Well, yo, man, he kind of messed up. My man went in on
He folded.
Otani.
He folded.
And he said some kind of Asian racial
Yeah,
terms. It was the disparity in what he said, and a lot of his peers talked junk about him or made him, pulled his card. It's like, yo, that was wrong, man. You need to apologize for that. He apologized. He folded. My man Dave Jones has a different take on it.
I need to see. I need to hear what he said.
Extreme baseball fan. Extreme baseball fan.
I need to hear what he said.
Dave Jones, your take.
Dave, because I didn't.
What
hear
did he say,
said.
Dave?
He said that, Otani couldn't be the face of baseball because his primary language isn't English.
So he got to learn the language.
Got to learn the language.
Yeah.
Okay.
And while I disagree with what, how he said it, I kind of agree with what he said. There's some truth to that because, first of all, if you want to teach the kids about adversity, okay, if you come over here from another country and you're coming to be a headliner and to be the face of something, the challenge is learn the language. Show the kids out there, hey, I came from another country. Not only can I do it on the field, I can do it in the classroom, man. I'm coming over here and I'm busting my butt trying to learn the English language. Okay?
Good point.
Gleyber Torres did it. Gleyber Torres, his first season, he was using an interpreter. Second season, he said, "Bump that, man." He goes, "If I mess up, I just mess up. But I want to show people that I'm trying to learn and I'm trying to evolve." So that's all I got. And matter of fact, I don't have no problem with Otani, man. But
this is his second year, isn't it?
It's Otani.
Yeah.
Third
Third
year.
year.
Yeah, he beat out my man Andujar for the
MVP?
for the rookie of the year. So I really don't have no love for him in that area. But what he's doing is, he's a beast. I'll give it to him. I'm sick of hearing his name.
Are you on your JAMA, Jay? Because it sounds like you're. Just correct me if I'm wrong. It sounds like you're saying since baseball is an all-American sport, you should be able. Are you alluding to that a little bit or no?
No. What I'm saying
okay.
is because if the argument is, well, why can't Otani be the face?
Yeah.
He's doing all of this stuff. Okay, so if he's doing all that stuff, one of the big things he needs to be able to do is take the criticism. If you're going to be the face of something, you need to be able to be the face in bad times.
Yeah.
You need to be able to be the face in good times. And the fact of the matter is, and listen, man, do it at your own pace. But stop running out there. If you want to be the face, stop running out there with your interpreter. Learn the English language. That's all I'm saying. It don't have anything to do with Me not liking Asian people or whatever. There's mad Spanish players that don't speak English.
Right. Yeah.
But you know what? When they're doing the interviews, they're like, man, they are like fumbling, but they're trying.
Okay.
They're trying. And I got mad love for them for getting out there and being who they are.
Okay, so in a rebuttal,
Yeah.
I agree with you. But what if the person in question is so ethnocentric and proud of his heritage and language that he doesn't find a necessity to learn the English language? Like my man Canelo.
Yeah.
Canelo is a Mexican, proud, and he's boxing as a world sport, which I want to bring up also. Baseball is becoming a world sport.
Absolutely.
That's what I
Many
said. Are you
people
Jam?
from different countries are coming to America and playing, and it's famous in their own country. They're watching
doubt.
MLB in their country.
Yeah.
Japan, China, Venezuela, Panama, all those countries. And they're like, I don't need to learn the language. I'm going to keep my language. I'm going to be the face of this sport in my country.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Who am I to argue with a man that says I'm comfortable with what I'm doing? If my man says I'm not trying to be the face of an American, I'm trying to be the face of my country.
Yeah.
Who am I to tell a man, don't, you can't think like that.
Right, and you were right in saying that you agree with Stephen A. Smith. Because Stephen A. Smith said, I think he should have edited it. If he wants to be the face of baseball in this country.
In America.
In this country, he should learn the language.
Exactly.
If you don't learn the language, you ain't going to be the face of this country because we all speak English.
Yeah, but I've seen Canelo try to throw some English out.
A little bit.
That's all
Recently.
I'm
That's recent, right? That's recent.
He's growing in his
He's trying.
game.
I think he's been chanting somehow somewhere, maybe some.
But for a long time, he's like,
but
yo,
for a long
I
time,
speak
he didn't even
Spanish.
care. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm
But
from
you seen
Mexico.
Cotto do it a long time.
Yeah.
He started. Cotto wouldn't even when he should have a translator.
Bad.
Bad.
my goodness.
But he'll be like me. He'll repeat the question with a question.
So my thing is with Shohei Ohtani's camp, if their whole campaign is going to be, all right, let's make Shohei the face of baseball. Obviously, the people want it. The media wants it. Let's do it. Okay. So once you embrace that role, it's like being the heel in wrestling. Once Hulk Hogan was Hulk Hogan, and when he became Hollywood Hogan, he embraced the role of the heel. You feel what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
He was like, I'm about to be the heel, and I'm gonna take every ounce of it. He embraced it, and that meant he was willing to take the bad with the good. You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So when Ohtani's camp says, hey, maybe we're going to run with this because my man's pitching and he's hitting and stuff. Let's make him the face of baseball. Everybody wants it. Then he opens himself up to the not so fluffy criticism. Everything, right? Yeah. Everything,
which includes the Stephen A. Smith comment.
Yeah, that's part of the game.
That's part of it too.
Yeah,
Stephen A. criticized everybody.
Yeah, and that's right. He's made a career of criticizing people that he can't be. And I have no problem with that because he's not an athlete. He's a talking head, and that's what he gets paid to do.
Yep.
And he's made a lot of money doing it. But the $12 million, that's what made him write the apology. The $12 mil per.
That's how much he makes?
Yeah, he makes
12 mil per.
Oh, I would apologize. Quick.
Whoa.
Quick. Oh, my bad.
And he
My bad. I didn't mean that.
I'd be like, yo, man, so y'all want me to tap dance while I do it?
What you need? What you need?
12 mil, come on now.
Well, that's the same thing.
They've been talking in his ear to producer. Hey, you can't be saying, "Oh, I'm gonna fold right now."
No, and listen, that's the same thing what happened with Kevin Hart too. Remember we talked about that too.
But he's starting to come around now. Like, yo, man, I'm tired of all y'all.
I know, but at that moment, you seen that pressure, that purse.
Oh yeah, he disappeared for like a year.
So check this out on the Kevin Hart tip. Just real quick, I want to recommend something to you guys. I watched this with my wife. He has a documentary on Netflix. It's called "Don't F This Up."
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I saw it. That's the one. I saw the whole thing.
Yeah, that's the comment. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You can see in that documentary.
Documentary.
You can see the pressure getting to him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And him folding. Like you can see it literally. Like wow. Because at first he's firm.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm not apologizing for something I said back in the days. And plus it was a joke. Like, come on, man. You're like, little by little, the pressure. What
he had to learn, man, too, is that you can stand firm in what you believe in, but if somebody comes to you and says, I'm hurting because of what you said, I think it was when his staff, because he has staff that
were lesbians.
Right.
Yeah.
And when you just sit and you just listen and you be available, you don't have to agree with it, but be available for your people, especially when you're in a position where you run a company. The people were coming and saying, man, listen, when you said what you said, I immediately wondered, am I going to have a job? And then his whole persona changed because he's got so many people financially tied to him. It's a
different world.
Right. Families, people, they got kids in college and they depend on a paycheck from his company. And so when you're selfish like that and you don't look at it that way, just apologizing and listening doesn't mean that you conform to it. You're just saying, listen, I didn't realize how much what I do affects you, and I'm sorry for that.
So all he said was, like 8 years ago, from that moment, was if he found out his kid was gay, he was going to throw a dollhouse at him.
Yeah, he's gonna break it up,
he said something like a joke about that.
It's a joke, though, right?
Yeah.
Like, how much, you know?
I think he did right with the first apology.
Yeah, he's like, yo, my bad.
And not only that, and you got to understand too, he not only apologized, he explained why he wasn't going to go further in it. He apologized, he explained. He said, listen, 8 years ago, I was a different person. Now, I apologize for the statement if it offended anybody, but I have grown
since that.
Yeah. And you can't hold, that's what life is all about, growing and learning.
Right.
So you can't hold me.
That's what social media is about. It's about holding you back.
He said, you can't hold
constantly
me.
Throwing
Exactly,
in your face.
throwing in my face.
Satanic, that's what it is.
Yeah, something that, when I was young to now, he said, now I'm a different, but you guys want to keep.
Because they didn't want an apology.
They wanted more.
They wanted to bow down.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
To the LGBTQ.
That's what I'm
bow
saying.
down
And that's why I think he folded. That's why I think he folded, because I think he should have stood firm on what he said, because he's not saying anything wrong. He's saying, I have grown since then. I'm a different person. Why you guys keep bringing up my past? I'm not bringing it up against yours.
Right.
You know, and I've already apologized, and you see that I got staff that's lesbian. So obviously I've grown. What you guys need me to bow down to now?
Yeah.
I'm showing you that I have equality in my own staff.
Yeah.
That I'm not this, biased dictator.
Right.
Why you guys keep again? I think
But that's American social media today, though.
Cancel culture.
It's cancel culture.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it is. Oh, we love you. Now you too high. We gotta tear you down.
Yeah.
Right. So and they look for they be searching people 10 years back on Twitter.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You know how messed up that you got to go through a whole person's timeline. That's foolishness. You know how different a person is 10 years later.
And look at the gospel. God will never hold you for something.
No doubt.
Listen,
you see
the Bible says in I think it's Revelations 12 that Satan is the accuser of the brethren, and he accuses them day and night. That's a demonic act, bro.
Exactly.
When you do that to somebody. But God, He forgives our sin and tosses them into the ocean. Never remembers them no more.
Don't even remember it.
So Satan chooses not to remember it.
Exactly.
So the devil's the originator of cancel culture.
Oh yeah, you probably right.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. What you got next? What you got next, bro?
Woo,
that was dope.
That was fire. I give you that. That was fire.
All right, yo,
that was fire.
On a sad note, man. Rest in peace, Biz Markie D.
Oh snap!
Oh baby, you got what I need. I know the tune, but you say he's just a friend. But you say he's just a friend. Oh baby, yo, rest in peace, son. That was the jam.
Here's Marquis, yo.
That was part of our childhood, bro.
Word.
Never forget that melody and tune, man. That was the big dog, man. Originator, man. Beatbox, flower.
Yo, man. He had so many hits.
Vapors. Catch the vapors.
Oh, vapors. Nobody beats the biz.
Nobody beats the biz.
Nobody beats the biz.
I heard a guy
good music. Good music.
I heard guys on MLB Network talking about biz, man. That dude just,
he was lovable, man.
Yeah, man. My man
He was distinct.
He was.
Yes, definitely.
He was.
In the hip-hop game.
My man said, I think it was, people gravitated because his voice was cracking. I said, nah, man. People gravitated because he didn't care, man. He got on the mic. He sung his own hook.
He did his own thing.
He was in his own world.
You know what?
Man.
And the picture of Biz is so dope because, you would look at Biz and you would think like he had some type of disability or something like that.
I thought
he was so unique, right? But he was so brilliant, and like you said, he didn't care what you thought about him.
Nope.
He was comfortable being himself, and that made him even doper.
Yep.
And made him more unique, and made his music more unique.
That's what makes these hip hop heads.
These kids nowadays, they think they can't be themselves.
They all sound the same.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're trying to be like everybody else.
Trying to be like everybody
he
else.
was bold in his art, man. He was
bold.
No, he was.
Bold.
Yeah. It was real dope.
Oh man,
rest in peace, big dog. Well, we love you. We miss you, man.
Biz, man.
Yo, he died of what? Type 2 diabetes.
Yes.
Young too. What 57?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yo, listen, take care of your bodies, man. Type 2 diabetes is preventable, and you can actually reverse that.
You
Word.
could. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Listen, I wanted to say a comment. We was talking about earlier about being the least, and we're talking about if you want to be caught up in getting all this material or just the fame and the things of this world. At the retreat, it was funny because when I did the research of the history of the retreat, it brought up, I believe it's R.C. Letourneau, the guy that they named it after.
Oh yeah.
And he lived by a code, and this guy was pretty financially well off. That's why they named it after him. They changed the name later to Letourneau because how much he gave. He said he lives off the 10% and gives the 90.
Whoo. Yeah, there's a few people that live like that.
That was his thing. His thing was he gives the 90, lives off the 10.
Radical givers. That's what they are.
Wow.
That was his motto.
There's a few people.
And he died rich.
Like that.
Wow.
I don't know.
No?
I don't know. I don't know that. It didn't mention that in the history, but it mentioned that furthered that Christian camp so much because of his giving.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Man.
that's how they was able to build certain things, grab more
Early
land in
1900s,
that area.
right?
Yeah, like in the 1900s. Yep. They was able to do so much because of his giving, his extreme
The
giving.
least. That's the
Because he
least.
bought into the vision of the camp.
Yeah, that's the least of these right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
And
the
he
least
wasn't-
of these, exactly.
And he wasn't doing it for
No, you would never.
his name to be on.
Exactly.
There. That wasn't his
Exactly.
aim. That wasn't
was
his
not his
goal.
aim. Yep.
He had a heart for God.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shout out to Letourneau too, man. We had a blast.
Yeah. Had a
Oh, that was great.
We had a blast. That was
We
great.
should start trying to do
Yo,
a fall
they
retreat
took
too,
the title
man.
from us.
We should do a fall retreat too.
Who did?
It's so dope.
What do you mean?
They took it out of Hope Christian Fellowship. They ran with the rubber band. They ran with the medal and
yeah,
everything. They
yeah,
took it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the Rubber Band Championship. Another church took it.
Yeah, they took it
Faith
from
Outreach Center, I think they call it. That's
That's
the
what
church.
their name.
Pastor
Shouts
Peter
out to
Warner,
them,
but,
man.
But one of
They
the brothers
came in.
from over there.
Yo, they came and did justice on us.
Haitian.
bro.
The Haitian.
He was a
Yeah,
beast.
He was a beast.
Killed us.
You guys are terrible.
Haitian.
You guys.
Yo,
are
my son made it to the championship though.
Your son did. Your son
Haitian
did.
put it on him though.
Haitian.
Yeah, your son couldn't get off of it, yo.
Yo, I was talking to a brother. He said, "Yo, why don't we go Thursday at 6? Dinner, stay Friday, Saturday, Sunday message, and come home."
That would be dope.
Because he was like, "Bro, it just went too quick."
It does.
They have a date. They have the kids' day camp there though, Monday through Friday.
Just kick them out.
Yo,
We coming there at
paying.
6 anyway.
Forget them
Keep
kids.
paying.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Hey, yo.
That's capitalism. We paying. Kick him out.
Yo, matter of fact, they were talking about the Olympics. The Olympics, they gave the Olympics. U.S. gave the Olympics more money because they want the U.S. like the swimming meets to be done early in the morning in Japan, so they can be broadcast the evening over here in Japan. Over in Japan, they was all upset about that.
Money talk,
How
man.
that money go a long
Money
way,
talk,
bro.
man.
Yeah, it does.
See,
So
your favorite.
So Jesus not a capitalist though, right? Oh man, yo, because let's keep it 100, man. All right, so he's not a socialist. I don't
No.
care what y'all tell me.
He ain't a capitalist either.
But he ain't a capitalist
Yeah,
either.
yeah.
And I think we got a danger with that within Christendom to some degree.
I think Jesus is a dictator.
No, he's a king.
He's a monarchical, dictatorial.
No, he's not a dictator.
Not
He's
a
not
dictator.
dictator?
Not a
Nah,
dictator.
I
man.
wouldn't say that.
Not a
Nah,
dictator.
like
He's a monarch. In other words, he is a king,
He's a monarch
but he's not a dictator.
he's not.
who runs a theocracy.
He runs a theocracy, yes.
Okay, not dictator.
No, is dictator.
I don't know. He's dictator.
Nah,
Bro,
how
if
say-
you
okay,
don't
explain
do-
that to me, bro.
Bro,
Explain
if
how
you-
you think Jesus
you ready?
is a dictator.
You ready?
All right, all right, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
This is how Jesus is dictator. Bro, I'm giving you this opportunity. If you don't take it, you're going to burn in hell for the rest of your life.
That's not how
That's
dictators
not
work.
dictation. That's not
that's
dictation
not
right there.
dictators
Yeah, that's not
work.
dictation.
This is
You
the
just
definition of a
yeah,
dictator,
Yeah,
okay?
you
Go
just
ahead.
messed yourself up.
This is definition.
Go ahead.
A ruler with total power over a country, typically one who has obtained control by force.
Oh, by force.
Exactly.
All
He
right.
ain't a
Yeah,
dictator.
they
bro.
dictator.
All right, by force. All right.
Yep.
He's already the king. Always been the king.
Yeah.
He gonna continue to be the
Hold
king.
on.
Don't have to take the crown.
No.
He made the crown.
By
Yeah,
force.
he is the crown.
Is he not coming back with a sword to take the earth back by force from the Prince of Air.
That's a good argument.
Take the devil, put him in the dungeon, lock him up.
Argument, yo.
Right? But everybody gonna kneel down and be like, nope, you going to hell. Oh, I know you my mans. You going up with the pops. Oh, come on
You know
now.
why he's not dictator?
He is a
hold on.
dictator, baby.
You know why he's not?
Go ahead.
Because he is the creator.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't even be. There wouldn't be nothing to dictate if he didn't create it. So you can't put him in that category.
Yahweh's
Does
a
that make
dictator.
sense?
Yahweh's a dictator.
No, not only this.
He is.
So a dictator has to take something by force. His kingdom is already established. He's not taking another kingdom.
Yeah.
Okay? What he's doing is redeeming his creation.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, and that's what he's about to do.
Yeah, but he's redeeming
It's already
his earth.
It's at hand.
Right, it's-
Kingdom
it's-
is at hand.
The kingdom is already
It's
and not yet.
yeah, not yet, exactly.
But he's not taking power over another kingdom. Now he's destroyed Satan's kingdom.
That's what he's going to do.
So he's destroyed
gonna
that.
come
He's
down
already doing
because this
it.
is Satan's kingdom.
There you go.
That's in the Bible. So he's coming over to destroy this kingdom and take it over.
Which he's already doing through the church,
Absolutely.
but it will be fully done when he returns.
And I think this.
But it's not in a dictator style because dictators also
I think
they
dictator.
rule over people harshly.
That's what I was about to say. I think y'all have a very stigmatism, a negative stigmatism on the word dictator.
Yes.
You can be a good dictator. Like I was going to bring
know
up.
about that.
I don't know about that.
Are,
there's no
are we not
choice.
dictators of our home, us men?
No.
no.
Not me,
What?
bro.
I advocate.
Puerto
You the
Rican
dictator.
wife.
Hold on.
bro.
He's not either.
Nah.
There's things that he fold to
Yeah,
all the
he be saying,
time.
no,
If you're the
the wife-
dictator, you're not
I
folding
gotta
to
the wife-
them.
with the wife
Time out,
is
time
doing,
out.
I gotta get going.
Time out.
The wife-
Time out.
So I just asked him, you go to the marriage priest, ask the wife if she has any plans. Wow, you're a great dictator, bro.
Me and my
You're
wife.
the best
Me and my
dictator.
wife are one. When I say dictator,
right.
no.
So
Check
you're
it
not
out.
a dictator.
No. I am me and my wife are dictators to our children in our home. They are not allowed to do certain
but you-
things.
okay, you say-
Even though when they was like, no,
Okay.
you can't do that.
No. Okay, so
Why?
you-
Because I said so.
But
no,
you
no.
didn't take your home by force.
No, did not.
Yeah, so-
Exactly. You didn't take her love by force in order to dictate with you. I don't know what you did. I don't know what you
His past
We
may
don't
say
wanna know.
otherwise. His past may say
It's
otherwise.
another podcast. It's another podcast.
Pictures of family members that
No, I
might
don't
be
think.
X'd out
I don't
if
think that's a
if you
good
leave
term
me.
to place on Jesus Christ, man. He's not a dictator.
He's a good
He's a
dictator. is what I'm
ruler,
saying.
though. He
He's
is
a
a ruler.
good dictator.
He is a ruler.
He's a good dictator.
He's a good dictator.
I think. Listen, I
That's
think
a new
we,
term, y'all.
Listen, I think we have. See, God. Again, I go back. He is the creator of all. We got to remember what we're saying.
Absolutely.
It is hard to put these terms on him and keep him in confined in those parameters,
Those labels, yeah.
and those labels and those terms, and marginalize them because you can't put something that is the existence of everything. That all these terms are little minds that
Right.
we come
And
up
apply
with.
a word
And apply a word to
him.
God.
It's
and
demeaning him.
then
Yeah. I understand that.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think we can't do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
That's very Islamic, actually. Islam practices that. You can't describe God. It's a disservice and
I think it is. I think in certain
all they say
ways.
is God is great. That's it. Islam. God is great. That's it.
Outside of what he's revealed himself.
Yeah, there's aspects of him being a social, being a socialist. Aspects of
Yeah.
him dictating.
Yeah.
But he is God.
He has some
You know what I mean?
dictatorial characteristics, especially in the Old Testament. I'm just saying.
But he is God. He is the creator.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Ain't taking nothing from him. I'm saying sometimes he's a dictator, right? Sometimes he's a dictator.
Yeah.
Sometimes he's very
No, you're right.
democratic.
There's times he's
But
been,
you
he's
wouldn't
been,
even. But
he's
if he
been
didn't
rough,
create
brutal.
you wouldn't even know what dictation is.
Exactly.
So that again, can you hold him to these terms?
Yeah, he's beyond these labels.
He's beyond these labels.
lives
man.
outside.
Transcended any over
Transcend
labels. Yeah, he
beyond
transcended
these labels, man.
I hear you.
We trying
Absolutely.
to.
Absolutely.
I hear you.
It's like the again. I always use this simple analogy. It's like the car trying to tell me what the car is.
Going down that way, yo. You better tell Tesla.
Right? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not more than just a car. Just like how they always say AI is going to take over.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean? Knight Rider.
Knight Rider, yo.
Knight Rider was on a different level.
Kids don't know nothing about that.
Kid was no joke. That was bro. I used to
He
love
said,
that
I'm
shit.
not doing this today.
We're not going there, Michael.
He said, Michael, you can't dictate me, Michael.
Praise God, man. All right, yo. Any final comments, man, before we close this out, man? Like any shout outs?
Listen, I want to say something.
Go ahead.
And want to make my excuse why I was late for church at the same time. I want to plead my case.
Today?
Today.
I was talking joke to your wife about you.
Yeah,
She told you?
No, but
Good. I told her not to.
Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna plead my case right now. I'm gonna plead my case. So I went to put gas before coming here. Shout out to the young man over there at a gas station, Culver Road. And I'm in line, and we have this dictator. Nah, just playing. No, we have this guy in line, but he's kind of rude to the cashier kid. The kid is probably like 15, 16. So he's rude, and he's being
Aggressive.
very aggressive and telling them what to do. Yo, I want this and this change, and this thing. And hey, I don't know if the dude's having a bad day, but he was just being very aggressive and telling the kid. And the kid understood what he was trying to say. Kid, like, yeah, I know what you want. Yeah, you want this, you want the change and and yeah, but so you're gonna give me 50 cents, but I don't want to have change. I don't want to walk out with change, like change, tangible change in my pocket. I want you to apply the. He's like, yes, I get it. After the 5th time, the kid said he got it. So the kid did everything. He said, I want a receipt for that too. Kid gave him a receipt. Thank you. Boom. Right? And I'm like, wow, this kid got a lot of patience. Like, he didn't even get smart, not even a little bit. And this dude was, extremely aggressive against him. So when I walk up to the counter, he said, may I help you? I look behind him, and on the bench, I seen the book open like this.
Oh, look at him.
Facts.
And I said, hey, man, I knew what it was, but I just wanted to see what he said. I said, hey, bro, what's that book you got back there? And he's like, oh, that's the Holy Bible. And I said, bro, I want to tell you something. Good job. You had a lot of patience with that customer. You did a great job. You showed good fruit.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? But I just want to shout him out because this was a young kid, man. You don't see that young kids now, bro. He would have told him off already. Like, yo, dude, get out of here. Bye, bye, bye. You know what I mean? Yeah, and it was a minority. And the dude wasn't a minority, put it like that. But
who's the minority?
Well,
the customer,
the guy, the gas station.
Oh, the gas station attendant.
Yeah, attendant.
All right,
it wasn't a black dude. So okay, I'm not saying that type of minority. But I said gas station. Oh, anyway, so
that was extremely.
That's not.
He's Arab?
No, it's not.
Is Arab or Indian?
No, it's not.
That was extremely racial.
He was Chinese. See, look at y'all. You guys got the bad thing. You guys got no. That's just playing. But anyways, but he shows extreme. And I just gave the kids props. I told him about the podcast. So if he listening, hey, big up.
Shout out to that. Yeah,
showed a lot of good.
A soft answer turns away wrath.
That's awesome.
That's what Scripture says.
Yeah. Awesome. I got a shout out to my man Drew. I started a new job at this new company, and some really, really cool people, but they're very worldly in the whole nine. And I met this one kid who's training me. He's 28 years old, and he's brilliant. He's like, the kid is brilliant. And his name's Drew, and he's a Christian, and he plays guitar phenomenally. Nice. I thought I was good. This dude went to school for guitar.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? He's like, who's your favorite guitar player? I was like, this dude, Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's like, oh yeah, he's all right. I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? So I met him, and we're fellowshipping, man, and I'm glad that God put him in my life.
Praise God.
Because it's beautiful. I went someplace, and I have a fellow brother, and I just want to shout him out.
Hopefully he can show you how to play guitar. Shout out to my daughters, Sanai, Sienna, Leilani, Lachi.
Yo, shout out to Zeke that's over there, the cut over there, chilling with us.
Yes,
and yo, shout out to Big Kirk Classic.
Baby.
On vacation, yo.
Yeah,
well deserved vacation, man.
He deserve it. Yes,
you hear this, man? Enjoy it.
That's a hard-working man right there.
Yeah, he work, bro. This dude is the jack of all trades, yo.
Yeah, man.
He just can't cook no ribs.
You ain't like the ribs?
Man.
You ain't like the ribs?
It was good.
Ribs is good. The rice,
but he's big-headed about his ribs.
The rice was banging.
Gotta bring him down.
Chino's rice? Oh my God.
Chino's rice is always official. Chino's
Yo, listen, Tats Nation, keep riding. Tats Crew gonna keep driving. We out.
Peace.